Muy buenas noches, tengan todos ustedes. Buenas noches, Farcaster. ¿Qué tal, Alex? ¿Cómo estás el día de hoy, la noche de hoy? ¿Cómo estás tú?
Hola, hola, hola. Buenas noches, BNF. Buenas noches, Farcaster. Saludos a todos por aquí. Bienvenido a todos, a los que estén por aquí ya conectados. El señor Jeremy, en la espera de mi gente. Excelente. Bueno, vamos a hacer una introducción rapidito aquí en español y después la lanzo en inglés. Le doy la palabra a mi compañero Rey y le damos play a lo que es el episodio que tenemos hoy, ¿ok? Así que bueno, mi nombre es Alexander o Alex. Me pueden conseguir en Webcast como @whatsgood_al. Y bueno, episodio especial hoy con unos amigos que tenemos desde hace tiempo. Y nada, le doy la palabra a mi compañero Rey para así ya después yo dar una introducción también en inglés porque vamos a tener un público de habla de la lengua inglesa. Así que bueno, Ray, bienvenido hermano.
Gracias, Alex. Muchas gracias. Es un
A
día
ti,
especial porque hoy tenemos invitados de honor que por allí no se le veía la cara desde hace un poco de tiempo, pero ya vamos a explicar por qué.
correcto.
Ya vamos, bueno, la noche de hoy se trata de Artlu y Christine. Ustedes saben que Artlu se desapareció de Farcaster, así que ya Alex les va a comentar en inglés para el que está escuchando o ahora que se conecta y habla
Exacto.
inglés.
Uh -huh.
Y bueno, eh, los estuvimos entrevistando a ellos, conversamos un rato, fue una entrevista relajada. Y bueno, aquí les traemos este episodio especial. ¿Sí o no, Alex?
Sí, bueno, Arlu, ya tenemos ya varios años conociéndolos a él, desde el del Discord de POIDH. Arlu es un programador o un desarrollador. Él tiene su propio cliente también en WordCast. Y bueno, él lamentablemente, bueno, tuvo que cerrar sus cuentas en WordCast con más de 45,000 seguidores. Van a escuchar ahorita sus razones del por qué. Nos explicó, tuvo la oportunidad de abrirse con nosotros un poquito y bueno, nos dio la exclusividad a nosotros, a la comunidad latina, a todos ustedes, para él salir como medio y explicar sus razones del por qué él se fue de WordPress. Entonces, bueno, voy ahora a cambiar el switch aquí a inglés para todas las personas que no entienden el español. Así que, guys, well, my name is Alex. You can find me in WordPress as at what's good -al or -al. Um, this podcast is I've been doing it for since March with my partner, my buddy Ray, which you can find him also in WordCast as crypto windmoon dot eth. And on this episode is very special because the guests on this episode are good friends of ours. We can say on chain or online good friends of ours, which is Artlu and also Christine. Christine now is a co-host of a show called OK Bangers. And she came out of, or she branched out of the BCBH show with Arlu. But anyways, I want to thank Arlu here in our live and Christine for giving us the honor and the to come out and talk with us for a little bit on BNF. And also just to let y'all know that the topics that we talked about on this episode were previously recorded. So I know that this whole entire week there's been a lot of changes on Warpcast or Farcaster. So just in case, I don't want to, we don't want to get mixed up, is that we previously recorded this episode and those changes were not there back then when we recorded the episode. So thank you guys for being part of the of this live or this episode, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and we welcome anybody or everybody that wants to come out and uh promote your company or your project. All right. Ray, do you want to say something? Okay, right. Oh, I think we're having
All
technical
right.
issues, right? Yeah, there he is. There
No,
he
no. All
is.
right. All right. Well, welcome everybody, and please enjoy the show. I don't know. let's hear for Artlu and Christine.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Let's do
Welcome,
it. Let's go.
guys.
Welcome. Enjoy the show.
Enjoy it.
But hey guys, can you say Buenas Noches Farcaster?
Oh yeah, we can say
Buenas
that.
Noches Farcaster.
Buenas
Hola,
noches,
todos.
There you
Farcaster.
go. Awesome.
Nice.
Y bueno, episodio especial, súper especial, súper especial porque tenemos unos invitados de honor aquí con nosotros. Y bueno, le voy a dar la palabra a mi compañero Rey, que es cryptowinmoon.eth, para que él también haga su introducción. Y bueno, empezamos con esta entrevista y este episodio de BNF con estos invitados especiales. Rey.
Hola Alex, gracias por la invitación, por la introducción. Excelente día o noche y encantado de estar acá con Artlu y Christine, que decidieron tomarse un tiempo y aceptar la invitación. Estamos muy contentos de tenerlos acá, así que excelente.
Claro que sí, el jefe, el boss, el patrón, Artlu.
Hola,
mejor conocido como Barhead y Christine como Beat Chris.
Cristina, eso. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Bienvenidos. How are you?
Hey, we're
Muy
doing
bien.
great. Thank you.
Muy bien.
That's nice.
That's awesome. Bueno, en este episodio con nuestros invitados, este episodio, como les dije anteriormente, es súper especial porque un episodio va a ser improvisado. No estaba en los planes, pero bueno, Artlu y Cristina fue la que nos ayudó a traer a esta leyenda de Artlu aquí con nosotros. Y bueno, esto va a ser totalmente improvisado, así que la vamos a pasar súper extremadamente bien nosotros aquí. Y bueno, va a ser totalmente en español, en inglés, pero creo que Artlu quiere decirle algo en español al amigo Hank Moody. Así que bueno, pendiente con eso. So let's get this going. ¿Ah?
Primero mi amigo Hank Moody. Nosotros jugamos al básquetbol, solo que nos quedamos en el suelo, no en el aire.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen you playing basketball. I've seen you. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen each other for a bit in all
Yes.
kinds of different contexts.
Yes,
Right.
the closest basketball court for me is like about half an hour walking. So busy throughout the day with work and doing all those things with my daughter. It's like, do I really want to walk 30 minutes to go shoot? And then on top of that, since I'm gonna be by myself, I have to get my own rebound. And if it goes to the other side of the court, and I'm like, no, I'll do that later on.
Do you have like pickup games where you are? Like where people just hang around and play?
Yeah, they do, but the thing is, I'm mainly here in Lima or in Peru. They play soccer. The main sport here is soccer, and I'm 6'2", so it's just like I don't know if I'm right for soccer. So my thing is baseball, football, and basketball. But I don't know if it's worth it to walk 30 minutes over there, shoot around, get my own rebounds, and then walk 30 minutes back. Sometimes I do. Well, it is, but it's just like I get off of work at 6-7 o'clock at night, and then on top of that, help my wife with the kid and do some other stuff, prepare for the next day. It's just, and then on top of that, it's cold over here right now, so it's like, nah.
Oh, it's winter.
Yeah. So by the time I finish getting dressed, it's already 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm like, and cold outside. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
So how are you?
Good. And I actually was going to segue that into what I asked Art before the show started, which is like, what have you been doing all day? Like, if you're not on Farcaster, you must have tons of free time. Are you shooting hoops?
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah, how's your life going, Artlu?
Artlu,
Yeah, I guess I assume everybody knows what I'm doing, but just as an introduction,
No, we don't know.
there's lots of people that I haven't met before. I've known Ray and Alex for a while online only. I think this is our first time to even talk and be on the same wavelength at the same time. But we've seen each other online, like even way before we had these shows. And you guys started Buenas Noches Farcaster, and around the same time, Christin and I started our show, BCBHShow,
Correct.
which went for 2 seasons, 6 episodes each. And then I decided
Really good. That's a really good sound effect.
I decided to pull the plug on the show as well as on my account. And so, like, I think we had been on Farcaster many hours a day, many times, interacting with different people, trying out different things and discussing and trying to be entertaining, trying to make friends, trying to do all the things on social media. And
Correct.
I decided to take a break. I did not like the way things were going. And I wrote a big article and then I dropped it and I left. and people were talking about it. And I haven't.
Where did he live?
Yes.
So you're like the
And,
kid that throws the rocks at hens and hides a hen?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a habit of mine to go on to Farcaster through, like, I used to have six different clients that I would log in. So anytime anybody responded to me, I would see it 6 times. Like the first time I was like, great, I got a reaction. And then even by the 6th time, I'd be like, yeah, I got so many, like I have so many friends online. So I would use like Warpcast and Supercast and Wildcard and Firefly and the BCBHShow client, which I had written, and one other that I don't remember now anymore because it's been a while. And I was really like, it was a habit to just cycle through things and see what was going on. And to leave gave me some perspective, and it's been really interesting. I've been just mucking around with some different technologies and making little toy programs, which is really what I enjoy doing. And I've also been more on Telegram, which is not so much decentralized, but the guy who founded it, he's kind of a Chad. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of him with all his muscles.
Oh, I have seen that actually.
But are you in Telegram because you're playing the hamster combat game or what?
Yeah. There's a.
Do you know about that game?
Yeah. No, I've never fought any hamsters, but I did download Friend Pets on Base yesterday. That's another thing. You go through, you mint a really cute little animal, and then you can fight them if you want.
Oh.
But
Nice.
But on Telegram, there's a new project from a guy who's been in Farcaster for a long time, way before I had even joined. His name is Farcaster Admin, Boro Dutch, and another guy, Jason Kim. They started a project called Lunch Break, and they're going to launch a pretty decent thing in 5 days. It's like a pretty big launch. They had a viral tweet go around on Twitter with lots of comments. Even there was one of the women on their team was walking around making a TikTok style video, asking people, asking women, young women in New York City, would you rather date a 5'6" doctor or a 6'5" crypto bro?
Oh man, that's so good. Is that what made it?
Yeah, so that thing actually got a lot of engagement. Well, a lot of people, and it's going in line with their launch in 5 days, which is a pretty interesting idea and mechanism. And of course, it's a chance for people who like PvP things to be PvPing, and it's a chance for people to be so early, and it's a chance for people to even play with a really good builder and see what he's doing. He's using lots of things that we're familiar with that leverage things that looks and feels a little bit like, if you're familiar with Dracula, how you have to fund an embedded wallet, and then it just sits there. They have no way to access your crypto. All of their smart contracts are audited. It's truly crypto, and it's called lunchbreak.com. And
Nice.
I've been, just kind of like checking it out, seeing what's going on, and trying to prepare. There's these guys, in crypto, there's degens, who just come in and they just start splashing around lots of money. And I noticed like some of them are people that I know from Farcaster, from DGen. There's a DGen whale who is becoming a lunch break whale.
Oh.
And I'm like,
is that who we know who he is, or does his name starts with a W?
It's one of the later letters. It's not W, but yeah, he's a. I guess if you know if you know you know, he is the biggest DGen vault locker, and he's shown up in lunch break land with some splashy with a splash. And so there's some of us who are like minnows, but we're like, hey, like I could follow a whale.
If you're a minnow, then I'm like a microscopic brine shrimp or something. Jeez.
I'm right behind you, Christin. So if you're that, then I'm
little bacteria.
I'm right behind you.
So funny.
Yeah,
So
like in the big world on like crypto Twitter, there's just so much going on. You don't know what's happening, and if you do recognize people from Warpcast, you can get a sense. And the cool thing about lunch break, because Borodutch and Jason Kim had built this thing called Seal Cred before. I don't know if you guys ever played with it. It was like a ZK attestation thing to let you link your accounts in a very privacy preserving way.
No.
And so they've taken some of those principles in lunch break. So you can link your accounts between your Warpcast account, your Twitter account, your Instagram account, and your your LinkedIn account. And so this morning, there's a really famous X account who joined, and the people, the snipers, were like, oh, and they just started like, and you can see this guy has like 800,000 followers on Twitter. Like, oh, we are early. We are so early. Yeah, so it's cool. It's fun.
Share links, Artlu. Share links on DM.
Okay, yeah. So I'll share this. You can put it in there. I have a ref code. So
that was gonna be my ref code.
Hold on. Listen to this. It's built as.
So how many ref code you got?
I got. Well, so if you sign up using this ref code.
All right.
And I buy your seat. Then I get a share of the revenues that are generated on this token. But if I don't buy your seat, so if I never put skin in the game, then I don't get any benefit. So
is that how it works? I had no idea.
Yeah, if you share your rep code, and lots of people sign up, but you never put up the money to buy the seats early.
Oh,
then then you really lose out. Like nice. it could be.
Take notes.
Yeah, it could be $20,000, and you're like, I didn't spend $5 to buy one little seat. So
damn it.
It's it's
where are you pulling these numbers out of?
Yeah, NFA DYOR.
NFA DYOR.
It works out. It's about $5 a seat, and you can buy multiple seats if you want. They're like fan tokens. They're like cards. You could trade them through a bonding curve, and all the contracts are audited. So definitely do your own research. But I didn't come here to show this, but it is fun, and
clearly you love it.
No,
there's interesting things going on.
Christin, we got to follow the whale. I don't know where he's at on your screen, but we got to follow the whale. Follow the whale. Exactly. We got to follow the guy that has over 40,000 followers on Webcast that's in here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to follow the whale.
Exactly. But I think one thing that people may or may not know is that Art is totally still keeping up with what's going on in Farcaster without being on it. And every day I get a weird meme from him making fun of Alma. And then I cry in a corner.
Yeah.
So,
to hear that.
You have to be honest. You have to be honest. Tell us, do you check Warcast every day? Do you still do it?
No. It was a habit. And I've slowly weaned myself off, and I've logged out. So I can only see, like, I have not contributed to any protocol stats there's no likes or reactions. I have contributed to Warpcast internal stats.
Right. But you know you got the secret code or the secret key on the block note there, waiting for you to copy and paste Ed to log back in, because I'm sure you look like Pablo Escobar meme, sitting down and waiting and waiting, hanging out, just waiting to log. Those are your days right now, right? Your daily routines. You're just sitting there bored. I know you're not watching any soap operas on ABC or NBC. Or anything.
Yeah, NBC had some exciting Olympics.
Oh, that's
They did have
true.
some very
Oh, the
exciting
breakdancing girl, the Australian. But I love the meme where you got the hawk to it girl, and then on the bottom part they were like, all right, heart, darling, thank you so much for such memorable times. The hawk to girl, we have met a new one, and then they put on the bottom the breakdancing girl. So the memes, there's so I'm like internet internet so crazy out there. So Christine, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Christine. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then how did you get to end up meeting Artlu? Where'd you met him at?
Like I think it was back in like earlier on Farcaster when it was just like fewer people, and I don't remember how we even like got to talking online, but it must have been, I thought you said something was funny. You said something trolling. And then we started messaging each other, and then we hopped on a call, and then he was like immediately telling me about FarQuest and how there's like L2 and there's all these people who are talking to us and we never respond because we never see them. And I was like, this is like a horror movie or something where there's like a little interdimensional like barrier or something. And that's how we got started.
Are you still building the BCBH client?
Oh yeah, so the client's still working. I'm still paying for like Nanar and the servers and everything, but I'm going to take out one of the small features that was the community curation. So I had added a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and the idea was I thought it would be interesting to, this might still work for someone. I thought it'd be interesting to see who bothers to go to Warcast through the BCBHShow like client and upvotes and downvotes. That probably has some signal because it's hard. There's there's work required. And then if people if I just want to know, I could look in the data and say I only want to show the upvotes from people that I follow, or I only want to show the upvotes from people that have minted our show before. There's many layers of composable information that you can pull out of it. But I think, to be honest, there's many different attempts at improving the quality of content, and also maybe not even improving the content, but just being a better filter, so you have more signal and less noise. And so we don't need another one. Right now, I'm quite excited to see how degen goes with the degen on top, where people can undo tips. I think if you can clean some of that up, well, maybe that becomes a signal to noise filter. And I'm also watching Moxie, because it is an experiment. I've always said I want to see lots and lots of experiments. And if it's a train wreck, then we learn, right? And if it's not a train wreck, then we try it again.
Right.
So what are your thoughts as someone who's watching the Moxie meta?
I think people who are involved in it have much better opinions about it. So I'll throw it back to all of you guys, because I haven't been involved. I only see it from the outside, and it feels very different if you're not inside.
Right. Ray, what are your thoughts on Moxie?
I don't know.
That says a lot.
And I'm trying. There's a lot of things going on with Moxie, and I'm just trying it. Like, this is my first week trying Moxie, and I'm compiling a lot of information right now to see if I can create a tutorial for people to get to know more about Moxie as well, because there's a lot of things. It's easy when you start to get to know it, it's very, very easy, but still there's a lot of parts that makes Moxie. So
But how much are people making?
That's what I was going to tell you, that Moxie seems, or it looks like, because I started also doing learning it 2 weeks ago, and I'll be honest with you guys, the most Moxie that I have earned is the one from Christine. When she requotes or like or cast or something. Yeah, no, and I'm not gonna BS you really, because a lot of the Spanish speaking people were like, this is more of a like an exclusive type of thing, where you have to get to know someone up there, with such amount of followers, for you to actually be part of this Moxie thing. That if it's so exclusive that if they don't like your cast, or if they don't recode your cast, or if they don't see you basically have to call their attention, to earn a little bit of something. So so the things that I have learned is that it's a very small group in between of all of them. Let's create this 10 people group, 10-person group, and let's go ahead and like each other's cast. Let's go ahead and record our cast, and then let's go ahead and get more people in it, so that we can actually between us earn whatever amount of Moxies. So obviously I want to say that 70% or 75% of our followers on BNF are from Venezuela. So when they see that, they compare that with the actual situation that's going on in Venezuela. They compare, since this is such an exclusive group that earns their Moxie, and they play around with their friends, so basically this is kind of like a socialism type of thing. Like if it's not their group, their people, nobody else is gonna earn. So it's just like, I'm like, oh Lord, that sucks, the way that they're comparing it, or how they're comparing it to, because that's not what Farcaster is supposed to be. But then I look at it, and it's just like, holy shit, they're right. Because within a period of 2 weeks that I started learning or integrating with it or playing around with it, I have only earned such much from one person. And it was just like, that's crazy, because I do get a lot of likes, I do get a lot of quotes, I do get a lot of recasts and all that stuff, but they're in the low level people, and I don't get anything. It's just like, wow. And then I saw Christine's recast quote and all that, and you're just like, oh, this is BS, because I really do have to call the attention of someone to say, hey, dude, you know what? Kamala's gonna win this year or something, to someone, and then they were like, oh, F you, Alex. Oh shit, I just earned 100 Moxie. There you go. Got it.
Exactly.
So it's just like,
I think that the king of doing all this right now is Jeff Goldberg. So he is the one who's analyzing all the data, and I think he's showing that. He cited me as the middle class actually in this situation, but then he's showing how like it kind of goes like this. Only the top 100 users dole out like material amounts of Moxie. But then so he's trying to get like Jason Beta Shop.eth to like change the curve, at least push it down a little bit, so that it's not such an extreme like diversion. But I think the other like phenomenon that's happened is that like for like the big, really big accounts I know, like they are also suffering in their own way, because they themselves don't get interactions from big accounts, so their only role is to distribute to everyone else, and then like now they are swarmed by like hundreds of notifications, so they can't talk to people they normally talk to either. So it's kind of like cause chaos for every single level.
Exactly.
Yeah, what I have seen, like, I think is, I don't know if it's a problem or not, but you have two options, like what they're doing right now is distributing Moxie to the bigger guys, the bigger users. The other guys, they don't get as much as the big accounts. But in the other hand, you have farmers. So if you give powers to everybody, if you give power to everybody, then a lot of farmers will, farm Moxie, and they will dump it right away, and it will be a hell with the price. So I don't know.
It's also an interesting perception issue here, because like my
difficult.
yeah, like my friends who are like have been here for longer are going, oh, there's so many reply guys. But then I go and look at what the supposed reply guys are saying, and they're saying, oh, there's so many reply guys. There's actually reply guys all the way down, and I didn't realize this.
Yes,
So I
I
feel
have
like
seen
there's also this like
I've
like
seen
kind of like
Linda
bad rap.
complaining about the reply guys because
Yeah.
she's flooded with notifications, and but it's because of Moxie, because
Mhm.
a reply, a quote, whatever from Linda is
Mhm.
worth a lot. So
Right. Yeah, and I see that
that's
she's had to use the no reward bounty caster account to reply now because she's just like, I
Right.
cannot deal with all this.
That
let
almost
me
feels
keep
like a
it-
feature, not a bug. That those brand accounts, because we've complained about brand accounts not
Mhm.
getting
Oh yeah.
distribution or interest,
Mhm.
and for her to separate her individual persona from the brand account,
Mhm.
that could be a useful outcome,
That's true.
which is counter to some of the trends in social media of mixing your authentic self with your
Mhm.
corporate self,
Mhm.
but then to have different functional personas.
Correct.
That can be useful because we know the at Bountycaster is still coming from Danielle or Linda. We know,
Linda,
and it's
yeah.
it's the same person, right? So it could be one of the really nice designs of Moxie that we need to get through in order to realize, or it could also just be like pure chaos and throwing things into flux for no good reason when people were pretty happy with the way things were before.
Let me keep it with this controversial topic type of thing, and I would like to hear, because obviously Moxie it is, but it's not a controversial project, right? But Artlu, I know you've been gone, for a week or two now, but I also would like to hear your opinion on this. But Christine, since you're more active on Warpcast, guys, what are your thoughts on taking away PB's power badges?
Gosh. I'm
What
gonna
are
let
your
Art
thoughts
go
on that?
first on this.
Really? No way.
Because when we were arranging this whole thing, he was like, no, it has to be today for a reason. So I'll let him go.
No, so did I hit the spot?
Yeah,
Did
I found out I lost my power badge.
Well, that's what I told you. Welcome to the club. Because I found out yesterday through another user. I'm like, he was like, dude, you lost your power badge. And then in my insider me, I'm like, why are you stalking me? I'm like, I didn't know.
I checked a frame yesterday. I checked a frame, and there were like 2,000 people that lost the power badge.
Oh wow!
And then around 700 or 800 that got the power badge. So we have less people with power badge now.
So when he told me that, the first person that came into mind was Artlu. Exactly. So I'm like, all right. So this is one thing that if push comes to shove, we get Artlu on. I will ask Artlu what's his thought on power badge. That's one controversial topic that we're gonna talk about. Then we got a few others to talk about.
So just up front, I'm very, very happy that I no longer have a power badge. To me, it's the symbol of the worst part of the design choices that are made within Warpcast. And I think there are definitely better ways to assign value or to communicate in a self-sovereign way your intent as well as your value for people to engage with you than for some obscure and opaque process to assign it, to give it, and to take it away. That's like it's dystopian. It reminds me of many things that I've read about in history, but I've been lucky not to have experienced. because of different reasons, privilege of my birth and my background. And yet I know that they have happened in history, and we think that humanity is moving forward in a direction, up and to the right. And here we have a close to a blank slate, an ability to create a new way of interacting. And almost the first thing that we build as our scaffolding is this haves and have-nots that is not even based on merit, even though people say, well, it's based on merit, it's based on your proof of skill, your proof of engagement, your proof of alignment, your proof of followers. I think all of that is just the wrong direction. And so I'm happy that I've lost it. I lost it by not casting for 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure that was the way to do it. I don't know about you, Alex, but
I don't know. I don't know
Did you
how I
stop
lost it.
casting, or
No, I've been even when we were off season, I was casting maybe 10, 15 times a day. And then now that I'm back, I went up to like 35, 40 casts a day, on different channels. So then what's his name? Veron, right? Veron, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know, either him or Dan said, hey, we're doing, I think it was Veron. He was like, hey, we're doing a test on taking away power badges. And I think that
he
was
says
about
we're going to
ago.
hide them. We're not. They're still using them.
Yes, Steve.
Correct.
They're just
So
hiding them, so you don't talk about them.
yeah, no, correct. That's fine. But and I'm like, okay, so cool. What you just said, Artlu, and I agree with you. I'm like, okay, I don't see any difference, whether I have the power badge or not. The only thing that I could tell you is that it could help, people that do have the power badges are on protocol. And I will mention one, which is Farther. That's the only protocol that I remember that in order for you to claim their airdrop, you have to have a PB. So, and if that's one of the requirements, and if you didn't, actually, if you had a PB, you could go straight down the line and get your money, and then that's it. Now, if you did not have a PB, you have to go to the other line, go send a tweet saying something about Farther or whatever, and do some other task, and then come back, and we'll see if you'll grant you the airdrop. So those are the things that I could say. Okay, great. That's a good benefit of having a PB, but what about the rest of the people? That they're actually, good people that cast every day. One of them is Hank Moody. Hank Moody is actively
Shout out Hank.
24/7. His real name is Daniel. IRL name is Daniel. Shout out to Daniel. And then you have Kevon, I think, what is it? Ray Kevon 30, I think, 30.
Yeah, I think so.
Real name is Carlos, and they're both actively on BNF, Spanish, and then DJing and some other channels, and they just barely got their PB like 2 weeks ago, and they got taken away 2 days ago. So it's like, dude, we only
really?
lasted with they lost it.
That's wild.
They only lasted with a power badge for like a week, and that sucks because
How fucked up is it that your name is Carlos, but you get further by telling people your name is Kevin? And your name is Danielle, and you get farther by telling people your name is Hank. Like, that is fucked.
I know. And one of the things that Ray told him on one of our lives is that, because Hank was, asking, he was like, hey, how do I, go farther, on Warpcast, because I do see that a lot of people are not noticing me or responding me. And Ray told him, I said, dude, I think one of the reason is because your PFP, obviously is fake. So people are going to think that you're a bot or that you're just somebody from somewhere else, and you're just interested in getting money, and that's it. And basically what a lot of people in Warpcast want to know is that if you are actually human, if you're actually a person that knows what they're doing or whatever. So within hours he changed his PFP to him and his daughter, so which is pretty cool. But what you just said, Artlu, it is fucked up that somebody with a fake PFP can go far more than us, that we've been here since 2022, and we're struggling. We barely got to know people here, and it just, wow. And
Yeah. So what has worked for you to get to know people?
I don't know. You tell me. What's worth it? What's worth it?
What has worked? I think making content that people can derive value from definitely.
Well, we are active. A lot of the things that people do thanks us for is that we are active when it comes to responding them back. If they say good morning, we'll tell them, hey, good morning, how are you? If I write a cast and they respond to my cast, I respond them back. They're very thankful for that. And to keep them on mind, and also educate them about Warpcast. That's one of the things that, they're very happy about Ray and I. There are other Spanish shows out there, but they're not natives from Farcaster or Warpcast. They do spaces on X and all that, but I don't, they do focus on Farcaster or Warpcast once a week, but we are native Warpcast, and we focus mainly, we do, I could say 50% of Warpcast is mainly our podcast, and then 10 or 15% DGen, and then the rest of them we just fuck around with the people in our life. We just joke around and do things, interact with them, and that's what they like. They like to be on the spot also with us. They like that we interact with them, so they don't feel like, hey, we say hi to Alex or Ray and they don't even say shit to us.
Look, it's really basic being inclusive, and then supporting each other, supporting other projects that you vibe with, that you're aligned with. I think we met through like a Farcaster adjacent space through the POIDH Discord, and that's it's a cool project. And there's wild people there, and it's just fun to hang out there. Like those guys, I think Christin never saw the wildness.
Yeah, by the time I came in, you guys are all like being all nice people.
Yeah. You came to the party. If you had come like 10 minutes earlier, there were so many people. It was, like the music is great.
I wasn't early enough.
There's dancing, there's the lights, and then as soon as we ran our booze.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is Pix or it didn't happen. POIDH.
POIDH. Yeah. Did you get my message on Discord when I told you, like, if you don't need to have a pen or a piece of paper, you could have. I think that's where Artlu was like, let her cook. I'm like, no, dude, we need to, we need to go, because
I'm very by the rules.
Because that shit happened to me in December. I'm like, Kenny was like, dude, take a picture over there in Lima and send it over. I'm like, well. I told my wife, I was like, I don't have a piece of paper and pen. What do I write it down?
Exactly the same.
So exactly, I'm like, son of a bitch, what do I do? So my wife was like, dude, does he have a website? I'm like, oh yes, he does. So I logged on my wife's phone on the website, and I'm like, I took a picture of her phone with the landmark in the background and then POIDH website, and I'm like, Kenny, does this work? He goes, that's perfect. I'm like, yes, there you go. So a few months later, I see that you're in the same spot as me back in December. I'm like, dude, no, hold on, Christian. You grab your wife's phone, log onto the website, take a picture with the landmark behind, and that's it. Exactly. And here comes Art. Let her cook. No, dude, I was in the same spot in December.
Everyone enjoys watching me suffer. I don't know whether that's obvious from 2 seasons. Yeah. I think this is where I feel caught in a bind, because as I'm getting to know more people, I do notice that, for example, like if you have Ham and DGen had emojis in your username, yeah, like a lot of these older accounts will not interact with you because you will automatically be lumped in with farmers. But if I say that and be like, hey everybody, which I noticed that Pishi does guide people, but then I have never done that, and I do appreciate her doing that. But I also feel like if I were to say that, when someone's not consenting to me giving them tips, then I would feel like I'm being very lecturing and be like, this is how you should behave, and it becomes pretty much like the American integration sort of scenario, and that is also awkward. So
Correct.
So I feel like that's where I don't know how to help people sometimes when I see it's like, oh, you're accidentally already stereotyped.
Yeah. So Christian, back to what you're just saying, it's just like, okay, so by me interacting with people, I know that I'm helping them out, but at the same time, my recast or my likes don't have any value worth of shit. Because if you are in the middle, Christine, right now, if that's what they put you at, I don't even want to know where they put me on that. So, I noticed that my likes are worth 0.0000 minus 0.0002 cents or minus. So that
right at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm at the bottom or not, but
Yeah.
The crazy thing is these values are assigned by some people, just some set of people who at some point, a long time ago did make a decision to come together and build a client, build a protocol, build some rules, and they chose to do that. So it's fair for them to say, this is my Moxie, this is my Warpcast. You don't like it, go build your own and see how far you get. Like, it's fair for them to say, this is mine, so these are my rules.
Right.
But it's just like when you're a kid, right? You go to the playground and you tell all the other kids, hey, like, you got to play by my rules, or
at a public park,
right?
Sure.
Yeah, these are my rules. I was here first, and the other kids are gonna be like,
So I think that's also where there's many of us who are actually branching back out to the other social platforms. Like, we're obviously like leveraging who we know on Farcaster and finding the same friends on the other platforms, so we're not starting from scratch. And I'm wondering, like, if like that's sort of like the situation we are all in, because the scores are stuck in a sense. Like, I don't think doing anything actually changes it. But then what are the alternatives, right? There is like Lens, that I made the account recently thanks to Firefly. Shout out to Firefly.
Shout out to Lawson.
Yeah, and like, so I'm wondering, like, Art, like you okay, I'm gonna reveal what you said to me, which is the fact that you didn't really explore the other platforms all that much anyway. And I was like, does that mean you're coming back? But I was wondering if you tried any, like, did you actually try Noster or Lens or Orb or whatever they're called?
Yeah, I've been trying to just like poking around and lurking on different places, and they're big. It's like a big, messy internet out there. Farcaster is this really calm, curated place, and everyone complains that it's so crazy. With farmers and bots. But the internet's wild and hairy, and it's fascinating. If you go on many, many places, you would see 10, 20 bangers in all the replies, like unique, perceptive, clever. They make you like fall off your chair laughing. And it's on one thread.
Are you talking about Twitter? Is this still X, right?
Yeah, X on a big thread. You get the best, like, most punchy people in the world.
That is true.
Trying to get your attention.
Yeah, I saw one where Keckers showed that she got a viral thread about how our water bottles are full of mold, actually. And of course, I double checked my reel immediately. And then immediately the jokes are so sharp. Like, and I was like, right.
You go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, like, the internet is wild and it's interesting. And like, I went to Lemmy World, which is, it looks like it's from the 80s, and the people there are funny.
Yep.
And they're not, they are complaining, sure, but they're complaining in funny ways. They're not.
That's a lot of things that Ray and I, we when he doesn't share at least 15 or 20 reels from Instagram on my DM.
One of the reels has to be like one about watching too many reels, like homework.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what's wrong? Because if he doesn't share more than 15 reels, I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay, dude? I mean, did I say something wrong? Or are you mad? No.
You mad, bro?
I mean, please, let's talk about this. But then
Right.
Most of them like, hey, check out the comments, you're gonna crack your ass off. And
Check
it
the
just
comments.
literally, yeah, check the comments. Like, look, check the comments. And literally, it just, what you just said, Arlu, the internet is just so fucking crazy, man. It's just like unreal. I mean, now, Arlu,
But
real
it's
quick,
people, right?
Hey,
It's people's natural thing.
Hey
how do
guys,
we know they're people? Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah. So I should have asked this earlier, but is this the first time that we have Christine and Arlu together again since the last episode?
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I think we haven't seen each other, right?
Yeah, we actually have not actually even had a casual chat, like with video at least. Lots of stupid messages back and forth.
But that's awesome. We did it, Ray. We did it. We made it.
Arlu,
We made
do you know that Christine is having a new show? Do you know that? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? Do you feel betrayed?
And you know what's the fucked up thing about it, Arlu, is that she didn't even give you 6 months, bro. It was just within a week.
This is like a dating rule. Like
That means that she was texting with that guy while she was with you, and then when you guys done, that was it. Like, okay, we're officially Facebook boyfriend and girlfriend now.
Status change.
It's like the guy she says not to worry about.
He's a
She did
cousin.
say, I do have to say, Kristen promised me that she had several good memes about it, and I have seen 0. I'm still waiting. You kind of loosely, roughly described it, so I could use my imagination. But I want to
Now
see
that
it.
we're talking about this point, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to send me an NDA or something to where I can have Ray sign it, and I would tell him do not get into any type of relationship within a period of 18 months after me and you break up with anything.
Oh, romance. Oh man, so to my credit, before this guy rage quit, I spent 1 month trying to convince him not to leave. So, and I completely failed.
and I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken.
Right.
I was heartbroken.
Christine, tell us more about your new show, Okay Banger.
Oh, thank you for the layup. Yeah, so actually I did send Art the distracted boyfriend meme of me looking at Cameron and then him being the angry girl in the background. So
You didn't send it to me. You just described it. I have my imagination.
I will post it. I'll post it on chain for everyone to look at. So my new show with Cameron's called OK Banger. So we have OK Banger channel as well.
Shout out to Cameron.
Yeah, thank you so much. And where each week we pick out bangers that we see on Farcaster, and we kind of dissect like what makes this good. So I think related to the whole like interesting content and getting people to reply you, etc. We're just trying to more plainly describe like why is it that certain people who have been on a platform longer prefer certain casts. So maybe that's helpful for everyone to figure out. Oh, that's the joke. And some of them are so stupid that like I'm like, there's no way you would know unless you know the inside joke that's been going on for months and months. And we also dive into like mindset topics since like Cameron's been in the military, he was in Harvard Business School. Like he actually does have a lot of good mindset and growth tips. So every time we do debate, like for example, in the first episode we talk about moving fast, right? Like there's of course like pros and cons to moving fast and what are the psychological hangups behind that. And we did that theme because we had to move fast, as you know, to put together the show. So we wanted to share our pain for sure. And in our next show, we're going to talk about iterate because, again, we moved so fast that there was actually so many things wrong in the background that we have to fix. So we talk about when is it time to iterate on a topic and to make it better, and when is it time to not overtouch it? Because actually, I tend to over-iterate, and actually, Artlu had to stop me many times from doing things that are somewhat pointless just because I wanted to make it slightly better. So I think there's a lot of these topics that are related to our everyday lives and also our lives on Farcaster.
Got it. Actually, your episode is coming out today, right? Your next one, or it did come on already a few hours ago?
The first episode came out yesterday, and then again we're speed running this whole thing, so we're actually doing another episode tomorrow at night my time. If you go to the OK Banger channel, it's the events is pinned, so you can see the exact time zone for your area.
what about the iterate? I thought I seen it on my feed, on my YouTube feed.
This is the part where it's a bit confusing because I'm previewing the YouTube, but it looks like it's already out because the way YouTube like previews lives before they happen. So good
So it's
point.
going to
I'm
be
trying to
alive.
figure it out.
Yeah, because
It's going to be alive tomorrow.
Here you go. It's programmed for the 15th. So it's okay. So yeah, you are right. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
You won't know that until you click through. It looks like it's already live. So I'm still trying to figure out how to show people that more clearly.
Love the colors. Let me tell you that. Love the background in the blue letter. Love it.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Me and Cameron may have spent a long time doodling on the colors, as usual.
Don't feel bad, Artlu. I mean, that we're talking about, the new relationship that Christine has.
Well, I want to say that Cameron is very much like an Artlu on the inside. Like, he is also very principled, and it's very upset about the way Farcaster is run and the way the algos work. So even though he's a massive account, he sees the pain of everybody.
Artlu, is this the actual time to where we can show the image that you asked us to show?
Yes, yeah. I get this email. No, but it's really been our pleasure to come on and chill with you guys, talk with you, see you in real time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming. And Artlu, before we finish, is there any picture you want us to show?
Oh, right, the picture.
Oh yeah, so I shared this. I got this in my email 5 days ago. A real email.
All right. Is that one?
Right.
All right. Tell us more about it.
This is freaking hilarious. I'm gonna take a screenshot right now. That's a preview.
There's actually
coming up.
There's actually a riff on something that Riley Beans shared, because I don't know if you guys know, but if you sign up and you give your emails, they send you things like, hey, so and so cast last week, maybe you missed it, etc. It's a in theory, it's a really nice way to highlight people who have maybe slipped through the cracks because it's a big noisy place, and they're just using all the means that they have at their disposal to grow the network, grow activity, to make sure worthy accounts get shared with people, to make sure they're shown. And I obviously missed following this one, and I just want to make sure.
Yeah, just in case you don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Dude, Ray, any other questions or anything else to say?
No, that was pretty much it, and we really enjoy having you guys together here, and thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Gracias.
Bueno, muchachos, esto va a ser todo por el episodio de hoy. Obviamente, bueno, fue en inglés. Nosotros vamos a estar poniendo los subtítulos en español para que puedan ver todo lo que hablamos en este episodio, cosas buenas e interesantes. Pudimos también desahogarnos lo que es Artlu, Christine, Rey y yo nos desahogamos con respecto a lo que es el proyecto o el protocolo de Warpcast o Farcaster. Así que bueno, muchachos, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Les deseamos una feliz noche y bueno, Alex se despide. Buenas noches, Farcaster.
Buenas noches, Farcaster.
Buenas noches, Farcaster.
Awesome. Bye bye.
Bueno, amigos, esperamos que hayan podido disfrutar de esta entrevista con Artlu y Christine, que la pasamos muy bien. No sé ustedes, ¿qué tal, Alex? ¿Cómo te pareció?
Súper bien, hermano. Me gustó, me encantó. Súper todo chévere. Espero que a todos les hayan encantado, les haya gustado esta entrevista porque la hicimos con cariño y con amor. Christine, well, you are here in the chat. Welcome and thank you for being part of this. And also I want to thank you, for giving us the time to talk with you and Artlu, last week. And like I was telling the guys, even though we previously recorded this episode, there's been a lot of changes that that had been going on this past week. So, we just want to get everybody confused that, we talked about all this stuff previously and then the changes were made. So, that way you guys will know. Okay. So we previously, we pre-recorded this episode before all these changes happen in Farcaster, right?
Muy bien, y bueno, ahora vamos a continuar con lo que era el programa del día de hoy, que vamos a
Exacto.
tocar unos temitas rapidito para no quitarles más tiempo y
Claro.
hoy íbamos a hablar sobre algunas actualizaciones de Farcaster. Por ejemplo, esta semana salió una actualización que ahora van a ofrecer un boost a algunas cuentas, ¿verdad? No sé si tú tienes la información, Alex. ¿Quieres hablar más del boost? Es un
Sí,
experimento que están haciendo por ahora.
Sí, es un experimento, al igual que el de bloqueo. Puedes bloquear ahora a usuarios y
Exacto,
saber
sí.
quiénes son los que te han bloqueado también. Bueno, con respecto a lo del boost, eso fue, ellos lo lanzaron después de que mandaron la noticia de que a los 100 primeros topcaster le iban a pagar o le van a dar un incentivo de 5 USDC.
Bien,
¿verdad?
sí, sí.
Entonces, creo que eso como que se convirtió o se convirtió en un revuelo ahí que imagínate, para llegar los top 100 es difícil, ¿verdad? Entonces me imagino que ese día o esa noche lo pensaron un poco y dijeron, bueno, tenemos a los top 100, le damos los 5 USDC y después, bueno, a los demás, al pueblo, a nosotros, vamos a darle un pequeño boost, ¿no? Entonces, ¿qué pasa? Que si el boost significa que si Ray o yo mandamos un cast, como le dice Christine en su nuevo show, un banger, un tremendo, un cast bien bueno, ese boost lo pueden retuitear, recastear personas y bueno, por 24 horas, mucha gente en toda la plataforma de Farcaster puede ver ese cast que ustedes manden. Eso es lo que es el boost prácticamente. Entonces, bueno.
Exacto, sí. Y el boost, aquí tienen las opciones. Tienen que tener menos de 10,000 seguidores para calificar para el boost. Es decir, que esto va a beneficiar a cuentas más pequeñas, ¿sí? Tienen que haber casteado recientemente. O sea, no es que van a dejar una cuenta abandonada, volver y castear. No. Esto tiene que ser una cuenta que la estén utilizando continuamente.
Claro.
Lo otro es que no hayan recibido un boost recientemente y que posteen, como dijo Alex, un banger, es decir, un cast bueno que a la gente le haya gustado.
Exacto.
Para esto es el boost.
Correcto.
Y lo otro que estaba mencionando Alex es que a los top caster, al top 100, le van a repartir $5 a cada uno todos los días. Aquí tienen en pantalla por qué y explícalo ahí, Alex, lo que habías mencionado hace un momento.
Bueno, sí. Primero, bueno, tienes que llegar a una lista que son los top 100 de todo el ecosistema de Farcaster. Eso quiere decir de que prácticamente tienes que estar metido casi las 24 horas del día, toda una semana o 2 semanas completas mandando cast, contenido bueno, llamando la atención de muchas personas. Y ahí es cuando ya tú empiezas a sumar los números y puedes llegar al top 100. Al tú llegar al top 100, automáticamente, cuando cierra el día, el algo te manda a ti $5. Te llegan automáticamente a tu cartera. Lo otro también que se sumó a estos $5 es el protocolo de Moxie. ¿Ok? Entonces también Moxie se sumó con estos de que si tú eres un top 100, vas a recibir los $5 y una cierta cantidad de Moxie. ¿Okay? Que es lo que está ahorita sonando mucho en el ecosistema de Farcaster o WordCast, la moneda o el protocolo de Moxie.
Exacto, sí,
Pero
bueno, Moxie ya es algo totalmente aparte de lo que es Farcaster, ¿no? Pero
exacto,
está dentro
correcto.
del ecosistema y es un token que se le reparte a la gente que recibe interacciones en sus publicaciones.
Correcto.
Entonces, vamos a lo que es el siguiente tema, que vamos a tocar un poquito lo que es de Moxie.
Dale.
Ahora, hoy estamos a 30 de agosto y lo que quiere decir que llegó el airdrop, la fecha de reclamar el airdrop de DJ, que no sé si hay que reclamarlo o llega automáticamente a la wallet. A
Sí,
mí
te
me
llega.
apareció automático.
Sí, ya está llegando ahora. Creo que, y inclusive me encanta esta dinámica porque le están dando uso a lo que es la cadena de DJ, al DJ Chain. ¿Okay?
Exactamente.
Porque te llegan lo que es el wrap ETH. ¿Okay? Y ahí usted tiene que hacer el cambio a la moneda de su preferencia, ya sea USDC, USDT, DJ o lo que usted quiera. ¿Okay? Igual nosotros en los videos previos hemos mencionado en dónde pueden hacer esos cambios, esos bridges, o el puente y esas cosas para que se le puedan hacer más barato. Uno de esos, bueno, para refrescar la mente, viene siendo, creo que es relay.com, ¿no? O .xyz. Ahí pueden hacer el swap. ¿Ok? Y bueno, espero que lo hayan disfrutado o hayan recibido su airdrop el día de hoy. También acuérdense que el Moxie, para regresar un poquitico, el Moxie es todos los días que tienen que reclamar sus Moxies. Si Rey puede rapidito ahí darle clic en el Cast Action para que puedan ver cómo recolectar o reclamar lo que es el Moxie. Recuerden que eso es todos los días, muchachos. El reloj se resetea a las 7, 8 de la noche de su hora local.
Exactamente. ¿Me estás escuchando, Alex? Vamos a verificar si
Sí, ahora
puedo
sí te escucho, Rey.
Vamos a buscar aquí un post. Voy a buscar
Ok.
Este tuvo bastantes interacciones. Tuvo 28 likes en un meme que coloqué.
Ok.
Y el cast action que tengo aquí, que se llama Moxie, vamos a darle, me va a decir cuántos Moxie generó esta publicación.
Exacto.
Esta publicación generó 5.300 Moxie, 2.600 van para mí. Para los que tienen el fan token mío, 1.000. Para el canal de meme también van otros 1.000. Y para los que tienen el token de Farcaster, el network de Farcaster, van 530. Así es como se divide esto de Moxie.
Y ahí no está en esa división el co-host de BNF tampoco. No está metido en esa lista.
Bueno,
Nada,
tú te llevas lo que compraste de fan token. Entonces aquí está, de estos 1.000, tú vas a recibir. Ahí tienes.
Hablando de eso, mano, a ver si step up your game, bro. Step up your game. Sube tu nivel, bro. Oye, say fan token, mano. Mano, me rompe
Ahí tenemos que comprar más.
corazón, me rompe el corazón, bro.
Mira, y bueno, y siguiendo aquí lo que es Moxie, una de las actualizaciones, porque lanzaron varias, es esta que para subir el FAR Score debemos de invertir más de 100.000 Moxie para que tengamos un boost. Esto es lo que está ocurriendo ahora, que podemos tener un boost en el FAR Score. ¿Cómo lo hacemos? Bueno, invirtiendo más de 100.000 Moxies en otros perfiles. Aquí está, cómo se puede dividir. 10.000 te da 0.1 y 1.000 te daría 0.01. Se lo pueden buscar. Jason Goldberg lo colocó ayer, que él es betashop.eth.
Shout out Jason Goldberg. Saludos,
excelente.
saludos.
Y lo otro de Moxie que tenemos por aquí, vamos a compartir, es que ahora podemos cambiar la manera como se distribuye esto, ¿verdad? Como ustedes vieron en este cast que yo mostré ahora. En este cast se divide una ganancia para mí, para el fan token y así sucesivamente para el canal y para la red de Farcaster. Entonces aquí podemos cambiar cómo se distribuye esto. Si le damos editar, me va a mostrar cómo está actualmente. Yo actualmente me quedo un 50% y un 20% del canal donde estoy casteando. Mientras que mis fans se llevan un 20%. Es decir que esto que ven aquí, mis fans se están llevando el 20% de estos 5.300. Eso es lo que están viendo acá. el 20% de 5.300 son 1.061. Eso es así. Y ahora tenemos la opción de editar esto. Puedo colocar que sea un 50, un 70 o 90% aquí. Si coloco 70%, mis fans se quedarían el 70% de las ganancias en vez del 20% como estaba hace un momento.
Me gusta
Y
esa
bueno,
opción.
¿te gusta? Y si le damos acá en 90, ¿te gusta más?
No, por fin, hermano, no, por fin.
Bueno, entonces
Por fin piensas bien.
es una manera para incentivar a que las personas compren tu fan token. Si yo gano con tantas interacciones, no es que obligo, pero la gente va a encontrar esto más atractivo y va a comprar mi fan token porque le estoy dando más ganancias a ellos que como estaba anteriormente, que es un 20%.
Claro.
Entonces, bueno, una actualización que lanzaron el día de ayer, aquí pueden ver, hace un día,
Exacto.
y la pueden conseguir en el perfil de Jason Goldberg.
Bueno, hablando de eso, de incentivar a las personas o usuarios, Ray, bueno, para no dar mucho detalles de esto, pero estén pendientes porque hay un proyecto nuevo en la cual eso es lo que ellos se enfocan en incentivar a los usuarios. No, a mí me gusta el proyecto, inclusive los vamos a entrevistar a ellos la semana que viene, porque lo bueno de este proyecto es que ellos educan a nuevos usuarios a usar lo que es la red de Farcaster y también hace como un onboarding con lo que son las criptomonedas y aprenden a utilizar los frames, etcétera. Entonces ellos también, para hacer eso, ellos crearon también una estructura así, en la cual mientras más interacciones usted tienen, vamos a ganar todos. Y me gusta eso porque es más que todo educación, se enfoca más en la educación. Y bueno, la semana que viene le vamos a traer más detalles al respecto. Y también, bueno, vamos a entrevistarlos a ellos para que así el próximo viernes ustedes aprendan de este proyecto y así empecemos a ganar también todos. Y ustedes también.
Excelente. Bueno, esperemos que hayan disfrutado la entrevista con Artlu y Christin y que estas actualizaciones les sean beneficiosas para que puedan mejorar su juego de Moxie y algo de DJ. Así que,
Claro que sí.
Alex, algunas palabras para cerrar.
Sí, claro, en inglés. Guys, to whoever is watching this, thank you so much for watching this video, whatever time you're watching it, whether it's nighttime, morning time, brunch, whatever time it is. Thank you so much. We are a Spanish podcast, but we, as you can tell, we speak English, both languages. And, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. And again, any protocols, any projects, you guys are more than welcome to come on. We will do the translation ourselves, whether you want to do it live or you want to do it pre-recorded. We are here. We are here to help you branch out to the Latin American communities. My name is Alex. You can find me in Warpcast as at what's good -al. And my DCs or DMs are open to everyone. Okay. Bueno, muchachos, Alexander o Alex se despide. Gracias por compartir una vez más con nosotros aquí. Solidaridad a Kevan, Drishka, a todos los muchachos allá en Venezuela. Nos enteramos de la noticia de lo que pasó el día de hoy. Entendemos la situación y bueno, estamos aquí para lo que sea, muchachos. Y bueno, Alexander se despide. @wasgood_al. Les deseo bendiciones, vida y salud. Buenas noches, Farcaster.
Saludos a todos, a toda la gente que está en Venezuela. Sabemos que no se pudieron conectar debido al problema con la luz, pero bueno, lo entendemos. Nos vemos la próxima semana y buenas noches, Farcaster, para todos. Nos despedimos.
Christine, thank you.
Thank you, Christine,
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you for coming.